Everybody needs a loan sometime in their life. Today, we're going to talk about the 3 things you can expect when getting a loan. And we have an expert here today with us. Cyndi Rupert is here. Thank you for joining us,
Well,
Cyndi.
thank you for having me.
Yeah. Cyndi has been with the credit union for over 28 years. She is our consumer lending director. So we're just honored that you joined us today for this particular topics on loans. And you know, Cyndi and I started off, I started off a few years after her. I've been here for 13 years, but she was one of the first people that I went to in the credit union to get advice and to gain knowledge from. So, and you know, as we started, we had young kids at the time, and now they're quite older, just starting off. And you know, when I think about our boys and they're starting off getting like a car loan or a credit card, it's kind of a crazy process, and it might be a little scary, or daunting. So if I'm just starting off, or perhaps don't truly understand the process of getting a loan, what is the first thing that I should think about when getting a loan?
The first thing you need to do as a consumer or anyone interested in lending is to get a copy of your credit. This is one of those environments where knowledge is power. You have really got the ability through annualcreditreport.com. You can get a copy of your credit report free every year, but you have the ability to get that information and be in the driver's seat of understanding what's out there before you even approach a lender about getting a loan or any type of product of that nature.
So credit scores range from 300 to 850. How does that really impact? What matters when it comes to when I'm looking at my credit report? What are some things that I need to look for before I go apply for the loan?
Well, that's a great question, because there's a couple of factors in there that people may not realize. We look at your credit, or any lender is going to look at your credit and evaluate how you manage it. Are your payments being made on time? How many accounts do you have open? Are you applying for a lot of credit? But another thing that weighs into that is your actual level of debt. We need to look at how much debt you have in relation to your total income. There's a term we use called utilization, and that basically is how much of the credit that you have available to you are you actually using at any one time. You don't want to go out and max out all your store cards, right?
So we want to lower utilization.
Right. It demonstrates.
So what's an example of that? Let's say I have a $1,000 credit card. What's a good utilization of that credit card?
On a $1,000 credit card, you really want to stay around $300 balance. And what that does is it keeps that percentage low, around that 30% range. And it really shows that you have the ability to manage your debt without really maxing it all out at one time. So there's that, it's financial management, really.
Right. Now, if there's something on my credit report that I didn't do, or there might be some fraud, what should I do?
Well, that's a perfect opportunity to get in touch with. You get the copy of your credit report, and if you see that there's errors on there or outdated information, you can actually reach out to the credit report directly, and they have a process that you can follow to get that information updated. You can reach out to that lender. If you had a previous relationship with a lender and that information hasn't been updated, a lot of times the credit report is going to even give you the contact information for that lender on the report that you're provided.
Okay, that's great to know. So credit is super important, and that's the #1 thing. What is even the process? So I've pulled my credit and I go call Virginia Credit Union, I go into a branch. What are some things I can expect going through the process?
Well, the first thing you can expect is we're going to be gathering your information. We're going to get basic information such as your name, your date of birth, social security number, your address. We're going to also talk to you about your employment information and your income. And then at that point, we're going to actually pull your credit. Now, that's okay. And, you know, everybody gets a little nervous when they hear a credit inquiry or pulling a copy of your credit report. But it's really necessary so that we have a full picture of your financial information so that we can find the best options for you.
Yeah, and it's okay to pull your credit for specific loan needs.
Absolutely, that's what it's there for. The purpose of it is when you have a financial need, lending is a necessary thing. I mean, it's there to provide you that building block financially to get where you want to go.
Great. So what if I'm new to this, there's lots, or I'm getting a credit card or a loan, there's different types of loan products out there. how am I going to know which loan product is the best for me?
Well, we have amazing resources on our website for one. So if you are hanging out the house and Saturday night and you want to check out some of our products, we have great resources on our website. But we also have lending experts on hand at all our branch locations and at our contact center that can talk to you about all of our lending products and help you match those products to what your current needs are.
That's great. And there's two schools of thought when it comes to debt out there. Some people believe that all debt is really inherently bad in and of itself. But there's this other thought where when the time is right, and if you have good credit, etc., it can really help build your overall financial picture and goals. And I think when we think about financial health, loans and loan products can be a piece of it to build your assets over time, because a lot of times people don't have $20,000 laying around to get a new car or $200 to get a mortgage, and so it's a tool that they can use to help guide them in that process. And rates are quite low right now with the environment that we're in.
It's a really great time to actually think about getting into a lending product, home, car, credit card, those types of things. Check out the rates and understand the products and services that are out there. But credit, the one thing about credit that I like to tell people is credit's like a reputation. Right. You want to take the time, build your credit file slowly and deliberately. Yeah. Credit is one of those things where if you have a financial need, it's a very valuable tool. It will help you build those assets, and it will help you get to more financial success. And we are here to walk you through that process and guide you through that process.
It's truly about planning and using it the right way at the right time in your particular situation. All right, so we know our credit. We've gone and applied. We've gone through this process. What happens next?
Once your loan is approved, the process becomes very smooth. We have a lending processor who will reach out to you and work with you to finalize your loan and any requirements that might be necessary. They will contact you by phone, email. You can work through one of our branch locations. It's really whatever's most convenient to you. And on some of our lending products, you can actually have those funds the same day.
That's amazing. All right, so what happens if I'm denied?
Well, that's important too, because we have lending experts on hand that will also talk to you about that information. We can walk you through the process, we can walk you through the information, and give you financial tools and guidance to help you move to the next step.
So now we've got the credit, we've got the process, we've got our approval, and I'm set. I'm on my way to kind of enhancing my overall financial picture. In your vast years of experience, I'm sure you've seen things evolve over the years when it comes to consumer lending. What is one of the major things that you've seen happen at Virginia Credit Union when it comes to lending?
Well, technology has been the most impressive thing I've seen evolve since I've been with the credit union. To have the ability to apply for a loan over your phone, to have the ability to get lending funds the same day, and to work so seamlessly through that process, to be able to go to our website and watch a video on credit, or take or sign up for a seminar. I think the technology piece of it has been the most impressive evolution I've seen occur within the organization. I mean, there are many, but that to me, especially in the lending environment, is really wonderful.
Yeah, and I know they've worked hard to make sure that we're competitive and we're able to give our members what they need when they need it.
Absolutely.
Cyndi, thank you so much for joining us today. Your expertise was amazing, and we really appreciate your time.
Thank you very much for having me. I enjoyed it.